line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Well, if you were going to tell me we were going to be on our short track for a little while, I would have not have believed you. But nevertheless, we're back at a track that haven't been seen quite a while for racing and the battles that come with it. Tonight, we're back at the Milwaukee Mile with the Fast and Fun Green Mountain Grill Truck Series, presented in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. Hi, everyone. I am the Crusader Christian Driver on the line with you here tonight. I'll be driving this one solo here, as we got 29 drivers looking to become a solo winner or their first time winner here in West Allis at Wisconsin. We're going to see here it all play out now on the show, so let's bring it down to it. On the pole, Richard Fornshell will rock the number 90 is outside. That will be the 6 of Josh Ball. Row 2 is going to be seeing the Mullen Man, Robert Lawrence, in the 5 is outside. That will be the Marauder, James Harris, in the number 4. Row number 3, that's going to be Mr. Dan the Man Starner there in the 14 is outside. Craig Zane from Janzik in the 40. Row number 4 is Nathan Meyer in the number 1 is outside. Sean Boundy in the 34. Row 5 sees Christian Wilcox in the 53 is outside. That's Kevin Kasher in the number 91. Row number 6 is going to be George Young in the 48 is outside, John Thacker in the 56. Row number 7. Get a good look at this one here. Row 7 will be Tyler Meeks here in the 35 is outside, Steve Clegg in the 22. Row number 8, Sheldon Pearson will be in the 8 is outside. It will be Adam Schramm in the 95. Row number 9, it's Justin White in the 28 is outside. It's Joshua Caudill in the 23. Row number 10 is going to be Kevin Ward in the 112 is outside. That'll be Daniel Half in the 32. Row number 11 is going to be the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. in the 29 is outside. The Brandon Ball, the 17. Row number 12, Rustoff Olbor Kilgore in the 2 is outside. That'll be Stephen Madden in the 26. Row number 13 is going to be Trey Whitehead in the 33 is outside. That'll be Robert Wynn in the 16. Row number 14, Charles Whitehead in the 51. Finally, Robert Wynn Jr. in the 89 with Zach Derrick. Round out the field here in the 10. Race fans, time to get down to the showcase, time to get down to business. You may notice we have a few different kind of cameras working around these places here tonight. You'll be seeing these pop up from time to time. New look, new feel. Obviously, we're trying to present here on PTM Racing TV. Always want to showcase the biggest and the baddest and showcase something new every time out. Well, you can't do it without a little bit of work and a little bit of ingenuity. We figured some of that out as we come to you from the stands high above, over 20,000 seated with us here tonight. With all you watching at home to the Green Mountain Grills, we set the show on the road. Starting him off the gun here, we'll lead him down the pack here. All drivers balance straight into position as they charge down the line. 29 into the set field here tonight. There's going to be a lot of heavy hitters working their way up to the front on the starts here. Right now, Josh Ball in the number 6. Early advantage as Richard Fornshell tries to hunt him down with that Robert Lawrence in number 5 heading in. And problems already there coming off of turn number 4 there for Daniel Half, the 32, getting himself into the wrong half of this end. We'll take a look at the PTM replay, take a look at this one. I think it might have been a little bit of conflict of interest entering off that turn. Looks like everything was okay here. And he gets loose on his own there. He didn't end up getting anybody. And look at the way everyone avoids him. Nicely done there. Got out of the way quickly. Obviously, they didn't want nothing to do with taking him out for a ride, but they also didn't want to take themselves out, which, in my opinion, is extremely clever and very good to say the least. We'll take it down out of the on-call list and have a listen in from our drivers here tonight. We'll take it down and talk. I believe we're going to start with Christian Wilcox here. See if we can bring him in. Yep, there he is right now from Southern Speed Motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, on the call list, Christian Wilcox, the 53. Christian, how you doing tonight, buddy?
What's going on, buddy?
Well, not very too bad right now. We're actually talking in with you. Meanwhile, we got our camera on you for the first time ever on PTM Racing TV. So I got to ask you, how's the truck feel right now? Because it looks like you're pretty comfortable in that wheel.
I feel like I'm gonna be good. I definitely don't have the fastest setup, but I have a very consistent tire saving setup. So I'm playing the long game here, trying to, last and survive, and maybe I'll be there around the end.
Well, you got about 100 laps to do this and a lot of work to be had. So our best wishes and luck to you, sir.
Appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
You too. Southern Speed Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Wilcox coming on board. We'll take it down now to 3Y Motorsports, wherein lies our friendly neighborhood marauder, James the Marauder Harris. And Harris, as we take a look at you in that Green Mountain Grill suit tonight, man, you're looking pretty snazzy. You're looking all ready to fire it up and put some work down here in Milwaukee, aren't you?
Yeah, we got our spooky colors on tonight for Green Mountain Grills for this Halloween week.
Yeah, we see it on the outside, but actually I'm talking about the inside. We're looking at you in that suit, my friend. We got it all looked up and looking kind of sharp down there.
Which one am I wearing? Is it my team suit or my GMG suit? I don't remember.
You're in the GMG suit with all the Blaster Masters and the BSMs on it, my man.
Oh yeah, gotta represent my sponsor as well, man. You know how it is.
I know that all too well, but I gotta ask you, like, strategy-wise, what is going to be the game plan for you and this team, you feel?
Well, due to the horrible start to our season, not of our own doing, we're just trying to be smooth tonight, try to get a decent finish to gain some points. And we learned from Cup last season here, you can just be ride in third or fourth and the leaders wreck each other and you go on and win. So you never know what can happen. But
Hey.
we're just going to be smooth and take care of our equipment tonight.
Ain't that the truth? But nevertheless, Marauders, we're getting ready to get back to green. We'll see what this one goes for you and the team.
10-4, thank you.
Oh, man, I'll tell you one thing. I got to give it credit to those producers and all the people who work down there getting to these things, man. They did a great job. Make it seem like we're a little more realistic, a little more stuff going on behind the scenes that you can tell. I know camera-wise here in the Milwaukee Mile, I'm not going to lie, these are not the best camera angles, and I hate to say that up front, but these are definitely not the best. So we're going to have to work with what we got. We'll try to switch it around and get to the right spots when we can, but again, we are working with mostly the stock cams that are prevented for us with iRacing, but believe me when I say it, one of these days we'll end up just going in and do our own camera work. We'll figure it out. But nevertheless, first caution of the night, off and down. Now time to bring the drivers back to life. Off the green we go. Off the start here, coming down through the corners of turn 1 and 2 here. It is so far Marauder to get up ahead there with the Zenny fam now charging right back at him. Firing them off into the distance here. You see everybody trying to get a little spooky under the hood and a little spooky on the track here. Obviously, Halloween is just upon us here coming next week, and believe me, I'm excited for that one. There's one time of the month I love. It's more than anything. It is definitely the Halloween season. On board here, Richard Fornshell as he tries to get a little creeping up on the low down on the go there to Josh Ball there in the number 6. A lot of runoff places and a lot of areas you can build up speeds around the corners, but the one thing I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight, really, that's going to make the difference for these drivers is how do they handle the exits and the straights. Well, the straights-wise, it's a very flat bank surface. There's only one line really you can hit at here on this track. It's kind of a really larger version of Martinsville, I always said, or it's kind of like around the New Hampshire style track, but the difference is with New Hampshire is at least there you have a little bit of an area or groove you can get on in the middle, and the outside does have a little play with those cup cars. But with these trucks, and this track especially, this is a track that really makes it a little harder to make good side-by-side and hard runs off. This is more of a, you kind of got to be more patient, kind of more enduring when it comes to racing. This is not the kind of track for everybody, that's for certain. So lap starting to click away, everyone getting a good little feel and good little spot on the track here. I think maybe starting to relax a little bit. Obviously the hardest part about trying to run around these parts of the town is literally just seeing who gets a better runoff, who gets a better position in the speed zones. In the back of the pack here, we go on board here with the B17, Brandon Ball here. Brandon, the last time we ever saw him in victory lane was back at Talladega Super Speedway in an absolute barn burner finish, which allowed him to come away clean and unscathed. But in these last couple races he's been in, he has not had a strong showing for himself or his team. He feels like he's actually found himself on the receiving end of the worst luck in the worst situations. He looks to try to change that here tonight. Going on back on board here, the Mullen man Robert Lawrence here in number 5. He's still kind of made me lose my mind a little bit. He switched it out there with Sean Bounty, and now Bounty is the one that holds the 34, and he's currently way back in the top 10 half. He's in 7th at the moment. I talked to both of them earlier, and I'm like, why did you two switch it out? And they wouldn't give me a direct answer. They told me, well, if you ask us on the commentary of the broadcast, we'll tell you then. But until then, nope, we're not telling you. I thought that was like probably the worst way to give me any kind of advice or answers to this stuff. Like, come on. Does Andy fan Craig Zantic right now a little bit in way of company here as he continues to mound ahead. We're going on board here with him. Right behind him, the Marauder James Harris looking to try to claim fame and claim him to shame. Those two last season, they were not running for the championship points. Matter of fact, they weren't even really running for anything other than just to kind of outdo and outbeat each other on the racetrack. They only just wanted to see who was the better driver that season. They weren't worried about points or nothing. Pushing it through the momentum here. Looks like we got a little bit of company coming back here as John the Attacker, Cone Lines Matter Thacker, has a little yellow and orange scheme out there here. I'm not really sure what happened to his usual Green Mountain Grill design, but I guess he decided to go a little bit of a Halloween pumpkin base on this thing. Wait a minute, hold on, producers, give me a camera angle on that one. Has he got the Great Pumpkin on that one? Oh my goodness, he's got the Great Pumpkin on it. I thought I saw a little Charlie Brown reference on there. Maybe he thinks that if he caters to the Great Pumpkin, he'll allow him to take out cones again for his lifetime achievements. I don't know with him, though. I'm back down the back straightaway here. Currently at 28, Justin White. I believe this is the first time we've ever really seen him in the Grinds 28 machine up into the mid-pack here. Trying to find it out with one of the NPR guys themselves, actually, and Russ the full aboard Kilgore. Currently it's Steve Clay here in the 22. He's been having a little bit of a rough season, a little bit of a rough patch here. Obviously, hasn't found himself in the proverbial pumpkin patch of success. He's been finding more of the bad luck out there for him and his team. But he said earlier on, he would love nothing more than to change that out here. You can see the determination, the focus, man. Let's put this whole camera angle, this new look we can really show. It just really gives you just a better idea of how determined and creative these guys get on the track, man. They get so focused, so in that moment, so in that zone that you don't even realize just how hard they're running out here or how hard they'll battle it out to get to the winner's circle. So far, though, been a pretty great race to start. Been a pretty good battle for some, while drivers trying to find more speed where they can. Jonathan Nyman saying this track looks a lot like New Hampshire. It does. Like I said, it is more of a New Hampshire style based track, which is kind of funny because New Hampshire's all the way down in the west end. It's down on the east side of with Massachusetts own. Kind of a far cry, if you ask me, about where NASCAR kind of had its roots. Really, the Midwest and the South Carolina, North Carolina region is where to me all stock car racing and dirt track racing became into its own thing. And to our northern friends up in Canada, don't worry, I haven't forgot about you guys. We know you guys got a little bit of a start once our stuff kind of started up as well. So can't forget about them. But America-wise, I'm always going to say it: the Midwest and North Carolina, South Carolina, the air zones are where everything started for racing. So, and I will say Wisconsin does not get nearly enough much love as it really deserves. I think the last race we ever saw here was an Xfinity race. And I believe that was almost roughly, about 8 years ago? Around there. And I think one of the most important days really that was for Eric was that situation, I believe it was for Eric Amarola down in this track, where he ended up actually winning the race, but he actually had to get out of his car completely. Despite he had the fastest car that day, he had to get out because he was told by his crew chief and the team there that Denny Hamlin was actually supposed to be in that car and racing down there because that was where the title sponsor of that car was, and they wanted to see him in the car. And I can't say for certain, but I definitely would not blame him for not wanting to have anything to do with basically being put into that bad spot in that bad situation. That's definitely the worst place to be sucked into. On board here with the number 56, John the Attacker, Cone Lines Meyer Thacker, and just gives you a great idea, just the different camera angles and different looks that each of these trucks have. It may seem like they're all similar on the outside, except for maybe like a few minor details, but inside, It's a whole nother ball game, man. You can see the shifter knob is completely different. The way the wheel is setting is different. The whole truck base itself is just completely done up a little bit. As we come to a caution flag here, something gone down wrong out here. Not sure where caution flies out at. Don't have any ideas or any guesses here. I think we're just gonna have to call this one a ghost caution, folks. So Josh Ball, though, with the early advantage on the race lead. Question is, can he keep the Winn-Dixie number 6 up front? Well, find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been presented in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. You guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market. Oh, there is only one brand and name you can trust into and look forward to. That is with the Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to check them out on their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram handles. Visit them up on their website, greenmountaingrills.com, as well as their latest lineup of products and locations around the country. As our field currently goes into pit road, pretty much the whole field decided to go in there. Brock Whitehead, unfortunately, not able to make the call here tonight, saying watching the stream because of my hardware failed part to the end of the week. It sucks, unfortunately, but he's still here supporting. And gonna give a little love to his boy Charles. He says he wants to hear from Papa Charles. Well, ask you shall receive. I'll get him in a minute. Gonna go ahead and let Dan the Man Starner come on out first. He's gonna get out of there quickly, so haven't heard from him in a while, so we'll bring him in real quick. Let's bring in Freedom Mullet Racing's number 14, Dan the Man Starner here. And Dan, a bit of an interesting get around here, my friend, coming out early as you have.
Yeah, I just missed up my pit box, so you're going to see me go to the end in a moment, but it's been pretty fun up front so far.
It has indeed, my friend. Now, I got to ask you, with the way this track is playing in, how hard is it to stay to the bottom and keep that runoff?
I mean, the first 10 laps is pretty good. You got to really take care of your stuff. But after about 15 laps or so, you're going to see guys who conserved start to push forward. You saw Craig catching up to me a bit there.
We're certainly there. Well, as you get ready to hit back into pit road, we'll let you get everything stilled away down, and hopefully everything plays out okay for you later on. And the Man Starner going to go ahead and head into pit road here, race fans, as we'll take it down now and have a listen in here with Charles Whitehead. Charles, now I know right now you got a little bit of family watching you from behind on the sidelines, but you know you've been racing it pretty hard here with the Green Mountain Grill boys and your family. What is the difference does it make knowing that you have one less kid to worry about on the track?
It's a little better because Brock's a heck of a driver, so that's one guy I can beat.
Well, maybe him tonight because he didn't even show up though.
Yeah, he had PC problems, and I got to help him get them fixed.
Yeah, we was told about that earlier on. He's certainly looking to get it fixed, but nevertheless, obviously, you're coming definitely a little bit more of I would say a plate track kind of race style for you and your background. But you do have some success on the longer tracks here, and this one being more of a shorter end. How much of a really experience do you bring in here, hoping for keep at the top 10, top 20 zone?
It's all right. I can deal with the medium tracks, I guess is what you'd call them. Just to stay back and ride and wait on everybody to wear out their stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, nevertheless, Charles, appreciate you coming on board here tonight. Best wishes of luck to you and your crew down there.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Where am I sending you back to, by the way?
Oval.
Okay, very good, bud. I keep forgetting sometimes these guys, like where they're supposed to go, so don't make fun of me too much around here, guys. Alright, well, race fans, we're getting ready to get back down the action here. Field is ready to bring this one back to the action, back to the run. See the pace lights are off on the pace car there, which means these drivers are ready to field it in again. I did my part tonight, Brock. Hey, you ask, I shall receive. The fans get what they dish. Right about down to the field back in zone. Here we go once again. Off the inner circles here and down the corners we go. Looks like Sean Bounty, who's got a lot of experience down on tracks like New Hampshire Motor Speedway, is already making a little bit of a head tilt, a little bit of a head scratcher here on some of these guys, trying to figure out how to knock him off his perch. He's currently moving it up into the top 5 spot, as does Annie Pham. Has to go to work here with Kevin Kersher. Kevin is not one to play lightly, not give him anything left but other than just a big fight and a big runoff here too. And does Annie Pham knows that all too well, but off of turn 1 he had to give him an opening, give him the chance to breathe, and he definitely made it work for him and his team. A lot of hard angles really see, so we'll take the blimp cam here, just give you guys a better idea of just how close and tight these guys are and where that line really is on that bottom lane. It is just, remember, you cannot over throttle it, you can't overdrive it, you have to be more in tune and more online, so that way that the truck can hang in there for the longer haul. And that's exactly what you're seeing here and now at the moment. On board here with the Man Beast William Mann Jr. here as he starts to push himself up ahead. Although I wonder too for him, is this going to be another long run situation for him and his group? Because we saw with him, he seems to like on these medium-sized tracks or the 1.5 miles where he can actually use more of the strategy of just bite off to the end, bite off more, don't bite off as much as he needs to chew. Kind of let the truck kind of come into its own and just do it from there, and that seems to be his game plan here once again. Russ the full bore, Kilgore in the number 2, going down a little bit here with Sheldon Pearson, the 8. The 8 trying to keep him down on the front level here. Maybe see if he can stay with it just a little longer, but that did not play out the way he was hoping for. As the number 1 and even Nathan Meyer now intervening, he says, I do not care about the great pumpkin Charlie Brown. Thacker, you're already done enough to the cone, so now it's time for me to make a statement here. And I'm going to just say this once again, and I know Meyer is going to come at me with some criticism, but again, if he's going to drive that 24 when it came to the Cup Series, he better be driving a Chevrolet. He's driving a Chevrolet Silverado, but he was not driving that when it came to the actual Cup car, which I think is I think that is a curse in its own right that's building on him. It's trouble down there though for Kevin Ward. Something gone wrong here. We'll take a look at the PTM Instant replay on this one. Looked like just a little too much throttle on the straight, just could not get it to settle back down. Again, those tires, when they spin bad, and they will hurt, your momentum. But again, the overall patterns these drivers are facing, they have to give themselves a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of time to escapade through these corners and through these runs if they want to have any chance to survive out here. We're going to have a little talk in now here with our friends and colleagues once again here. This time we were going to take it down with a little Shake and Bake Racing. And no, I'm not talking about the Shake and Bake Racing League. I'm talking about the team called Shake and Bake. And one of their best hands on deck, Steve Clegg in the 22. Clegg, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Good, how you doing?
Well, doing pretty good, sir. Now, we've talked about this before. You've had some experience on the tracks like New Hampshire Motor Speedway and the speeds you've built up there. But now you're on a track maybe a little bit tougher to handle when it comes to, you know, finding a right line, finding the right spot here, but nevertheless, you seem to be doing okay there for the most part. What is the game goal here, though, for you and your team?
Yeah, this track I think is even flatter than New Hampshire with just one groove right on the bottom, so it's hug the bottom and get through this. Top 10 would be nice, but 15 I'd be happy with.
Certainly there, but nevertheless, still plenty of time here, a little bit to gain. Do you think you could do it?
Oh yeah, there's still plenty of time. What do you got, 65 laps to go, so plenty of time to move forward.
Well, I appreciate your time down here, Steve.
All right, thank you.
Number 22, Stephen Clay coming on board here tonight, race fans. Let's have another listen in here and have some more words and more talks to do. We have a friend of ours here we haven't talked to in a little while. Let's bet that down to 3Y Motorsports, and let's hear it in from Adam Schramm here. Schramm, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. How about you?
Well, pretty good. Just watching the old shifter there getting a little bit of a beat down, a little shake around here as we currently go on board with you. But nevertheless, you're up 6 spots in the Toyota 195, and currently there's definitely a bit of a scary field when it comes to talent. But you are definitely a talented driver in your own right with some experience here. But how much experience do you have on a track like this called the Milwaukee Mile?
Not too much experience on the Milwaukee Mile, so quite happy with my performance here tonight.
What would you say probably is going to be the biggest thing you're going to be aiming for here on this later half?
Just trying to keep my tires and hopefully not have too many more cautions here and just ride it out.
All right, for sure there. Well, nevertheless, Adam, appreciate your time here tonight. We'll see what happens for you in 3Y Motorsports.
Thank you, man.
Adam Scrum there, the number 95, coming on board to talk with us here for just a minute as we get back to the green set here. We're ready to charge them up again. You will see the roar and the power that these drivers will bring to the table when they fire them back up. Mama Beats is in the house tonight, rooting on her boy, the Man Beats Willie Man Jr. Eli the Man, good to have you on board. Tony Westcott coming on out as well. Saying Milwaukee has a pretty nice brewery, I'll say. Hold on, I'm getting word I might be having some technical difficulties down there, so give me one moment here. Nope, still don't have them quite braked out just yet. Hang on. There we go. Finally, we got it. All right, back to the action. Let's get back down to it. Sorry for the delay there, folks. Josh Ball out of the start here once again takes the early advantage, and really, he hasn't even let that spot since he started here. I mean, this is one of those guys I've already got a feeling you're going to have to keep an eye on him throughout this season. He's been pretty fast and tough to tame here at the Milwaukee Mile so far. Will that continue to be his strive and his conquest? We'll see it here, but right now the 40 has his Andy Fan Craig Janzik's trying to remind him, hey, bud, I've been at this game a long time. I know how to do it. Oh, no, there's more trouble down there. Oh, my, there is a huge wreck on turn 1. Oh, my goodness. And Steven Madden was up on his roof, manages to bring it back down. Thank goodness for him, but what on earth happened down there? I was just thinking we got everything kind of switched in and kind of fixed up around here, and next thing you know, things all went downhill from there. Holy smokes, the whole field just pretty much slowed down to a crisp and a T here. Oh, man. And Steven Madden ended up getting turned over inside and out and nowhere to get out of. Thankfully, he did get back on his lid, but again, you know, where did this start from and where did this all begin at to even be had? Let's take a look at it from their angle here. We'll see if we can get a good look from it from our far chase cam here of Adam Scrum. There you see the leaders up front. Oh, and Strom, he got on the wall, and Christian Wilcox, the winner there from Daytona, he had a bad omen there. He got stuck in a bad spot, and then you see everyone just piling in right behind Madden. Oh my, he just got taken for a ride there. He is okay though, race fans. He is all right, but he is definitely not too happy with any of the guys down there for that one. Well, we'll settle him back down and hopefully get this one fielded away. Let's go ahead and try and talk with some more drivers here while we're waiting for them to set this back into position. From Oval Sim Performance now, he joins me in, and the number 1, the right manufacturer, by the way, this is Nathan Meyer here.
What's up?
I already told you earlier I was going to get back at you for the fact you were driving a Cup car on the wrong manufacturer, but at least you're driving the truck in the right one, considering what suit you're wearing.
Hey, man, I got it right. Got the Exalted car on the Chevy. We're good.
Yes, you did, and I will give you credit where credit's due. So I can't give you too much of a headache there, but I can say right now the track is giving a few of you guys a bit of a headache. Yet you still seem to be hanging in there. What's going on down there for you and your team?
Yeah, man, I could be in 4th or 5th right now, but of course I, slid through my box, so dropped down 5 spots. Just bought the track before the race here, so just normal business,
For sure, there, man. Nevertheless, though, as business as usual, there's still plenty of laps to go, so we'll see what happens for you and your team.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Nathan Meyer there in the number 1 having a little talking in with us. Field ready to stretch him back up. Looks like we're going to go double filing him up again. Yeah, that's gotta irk you a little bit, just knowing that you got everything all squared away and you were ready to go for another round of racing, and the next thing you know, everyone gets caught up in a bad spot in a bad place. Now we're gonna try and hopefully get settled down and see some more hard racing here. Coming off the ends out of turn number 4, this time by. Lead the charge and let him go. Richard Fornshell says, this is how I want to start it up. I want to get ahead of everybody and forget about the rest here and make sure it all works out in my favor. He's doing just that and then some out of the gate. The number 34, Sean Bowdy here is starting to hammer down, keep his distance and keep him in the zone. Lurking through the shadows and into the corn zones. He go into the back cornfields. It was corn zones. What am I talking about? We're not in Iowa. We're down here in Milwaukee, guys. My bad. The land of cheese where the high speeds are being reached, and now you're just seeing all that and then some. Kevin Kersher, the 91, kind of pushed back a little bit as Nathan Meyer finally gets back to his spot he started in for qualifying tonight. The Bam Beast, William Mann Jr. on the tail end, on the tail whip there with John Thacker in the 56. And a little 3 wide intervenes there. Look at the 6. Josh Ball, man. Holy smokes. The Winn-Dixie machine is just laying into it. He knows his goose is kind of cooked if he doesn't do something about it, but that 3 wide suit down the back straightaway was definitely the sign in the tail. He's got a fast truck and a lot of speed under that hood, but does he have the patience to keep it under control and out of trouble? That remains to be had. On board here with Sean Bowdy, you can see him just muscling the truck around, trying to get something going there onto Janzik. Oh my. He's rocking a little Star Wars scheme as well on that suit here. But these guys are just dressing up all over the place for Halloween in 98 Day. They've got whole different looks, whole different schemes out here, and they just don't seem to mind it whatsoever. I don't blame them, but I really am trying to figure out where do they find all these custom looks and designs besides trading paints. There's got to be more people out there working on those suits and helmets. Firing them off into the distance, into the zone here. Looking their way around. Josh Ball, the number 6. Diving her in deep, looking for the rest of the full board Kilgore here as Kilgore tries to keep himself in play and in distance zone. Driving a little Iron Maiden on this one tonight. Honestly, it's a pretty sweet looking ride, I'll say. He's got fellow teammate there, George Young, right behind him, trying to stay with him, trying to keep up the back here. John Thacker even in that half there as well. So you got guys from 10 to 12, the mid-pack racing crew. What do you expect out of them? They are literally holding up the end of the line, but still holding up the end of the bargain, if you will. Meanwhile, for guys like James Marr Harris, they don't want to be finding themselves anywhere near there. They want to only be up front and in the playing field to win another championship. Marauder has a championship 2 seasons ago. Last season would go to Brian Lorenzo with all was said and done. You got a little bit of a spooky dookie going on here. You got the Blasta Master, number 5 of the Rolling Man, Robert Lawrence, being handling that tonight. And then you got that 4 spooky little Scooby Dooby show here with the 4 of the Marauder. As you see them coming off the clutches into the turns, though, it is Harris still hanging on, defending the 5 off from him. The 5 actually got a little bit looser coming out of turn 4. Just because of just over throttle, a little too much of a red position there. Back in position here, the Christian Wilcox in the 53 dealing with the 32 Daniel Half earlier on. Kind of got himself in a little bit of trouble when he found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time out of turn 4. Everybody was available to avoid that, but now right at the moment, seems to be kind of the contrary to the opposite here. It seems like they're more focused on trying to just stay out of trouble at this point. The Spirit of Halloween 22, Steve Clegg right in front there of Wilcox here, as currently you see everyone else looking to march ahead and march in position at the right moment. the Black Mamba machine there of Joshua Caudill, still showing his love out there for Kobe Bryant. You can't blame him there. But boy, look at the damage on that 22. Did not expect how much damage the Clegg would have got himself into. That's usually not what you expect out of a driver his kind of talent, his kind of level. Usually, for the most part, keeps it pretty clean, keeps it pretty on cleared zone. In the outhouse right now, Dan the Man Starner here. You saw him earlier on. He had to go into pit road to get himself a little bit of a cleanup job. As the Blue Springs number 14 had a lot of issues going on and everything in. Everyone playing to feel it out, trying to find some lines, find some rhythm here. Redshirt Foreign Shell getting caught up there from the Zanny Fam. Craig Janzik looks like Zanny Fam wants a little bit of a piece of that Foreign Shell, and I think Zanzik might have just had an internet flaw come out. The internet just completely died off. Either that or the Glitchcraft or Gremlins are taking over his controls down there. Hard to tell anymore what's going on with him, but thankfully he is back out, so it looks like he finally got it fixed up and decides to take it straight to the inside line when he gets an opportunity to, and Foreign Shell not prepared for it. Josh Ball, wait, hold on. How did Josh Ball get back into the race leader? When did this happen? I wasn't even looking up front here. When did Josh Ball really just kind of snuck by everybody, and now he's taking back the lead, and we got a caution coming out here. That's not good. Oh boy, well, I got one spun around there out of turn 2 here. That looks like it's Joshua Caudill. Man, I guess I gotta stop looking elsewhere, and I gotta make sure I keep an eye on these things. I was not expecting, of all things, here, the ball to get up that quickly. Guess I gotta give him an apology for that. But here's what happened to Caudill. Got it too hard into the turn there, and ended up trying to back her down. Instead, he finds himself getting the rear end smacked in the middle and sent for the ride. The old bump and run, giving him a little show. He is okay though. Truck is alright to clear the race again. We'll talk now down here with our drivers here in just a moment as the field gets ready to head down at pit road. Josh Ball though, man, I'll tell you one thing. There's one guy that may be the favorite here. It might be this gentleman here. We'll talk on board here with him as Mr. Ball. Right now, you have pretty much kind of overextended and into the race lead once again, but how did you even get it down there with that quickly, with that kind of strategy? Because we saw you muscling through a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I took tires there. I thought I had another set, so that's probably on me. But I really went in because I thought I could make it to the end, which I could. But that caution kind of messed that up. So
For sure there. Well, but I gotta say, man, right now, looking at the design of the truck and the way the design of the element and the look is on you, what's up with this look that we got going on? Because you seem like you got a little bit of that old school style with kind of a new school outfit here on you.
Yeah, I mean, got the old Winn-Dixie on there, if that's what you're seeing, and then I got the Darth Vader outfit, if that's what you're seeing. So I don't know, just kind of a little something. I always run the Darth Vader, but the paint scheme can change. So.
I'm not gonna lie, I honestly didn't even realize that was Darth Vader until you finally said something. Now it looks actually like Darth Vader. I thought it was some kind of like tribute to me as a Crusader, as my nickname, the Crusader, because it looked like it had the front end of the mat of the shield down that usually comes off. So I thought you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little wonky, I think, because I've had it for 10 years, I think.
For sure. Well, nevertheless, though, my friend, good to have you on board, and hopefully we will see you more than just 10 years here on PTM Racing TV.
Thank you.
Josh Ball here in the number 6 coming on board here tonight. Field getting ready to settle him back down and ready to burn into position here. Now, I guess if I didn't bring any of those mid-pack racing boys in, I think I'd be doing them a disjustice and a disservice. So let's bring them in now. On the 48 now, it is George Young, and George, you know, right now, I know you're still rocking a little bit of that lime green that we see with the mid-pack racing crew, but what's been playing out here? Because you guys seem like you're at it here as a team to get up to the top half.
Yeah, man, the cars come alive after a little while, so these cautions are hurting us here, but hopefully, I'm hoping for a long run here to the end, and because I think we can get up there.
We're certainly there. Well, nevertheless, what do you think it's going to take for a lot of these guys?
They just gotta be careful coming off these turns. You know, they get a little loose, and if you're getting too aggressive, you're going to go around. So that's what it's going to take here. A little bit of patience and aggression at the same time, if that makes any sense at all.
for sure there. Appreciate your time, though, down there, George.
All right, thank you.
George Young, ladies and gentlemen, number 48, have them listening in as we get ready to bring the drivers back to the throttle and back to the pace. The field has been doing a great job here so far tonight, but will we see that continue on? That remains to be seen. We'll be down to the final 40 laps here, and race fans, again, if this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for coming on board. Hopefully we'll see more of you. Off the clutches of the front straightaway here, back to the action, and the Zany fam got a great jump there with Josh Ball. But Ball was able to sneak his way back down to the bottom and defend him off rather so quickly. You just know when you see that happen, you know you've got to be careful and you've got to watch yourself down there. This can get very, very intense. And it's a bad omen if you find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Lining him up down the ends here. Whoa, hold on. We got problems. The Mullen man, Robert Lawrence, number 5. Dead hold, dead stop here right onto the front entrance here of pit road. A little bit too wonky, a little too out center, and that ends up costing him big time there. We'll take a look at the PTM replay. Couldn't tell where this one started for him, but I got a feeling the Blaster Master is probably not too happy about this night so far. I can see just how tough it is around these corners here sometimes, but right there, that is the worst spot to be in. Thankfully, the water barrier is doing a great job keeping that driver safe and keeping him out of trouble, because again, what lies ahead of her is literally a solid foundation of concrete. And believe me, the last thing anybody wants to do is even touch any of that stuff down there. Well, let's listen into the back right now and talk with some of the guys maybe that don't get enough love or don't get enough support. We'll see what is playing through their sakes here. We'll go back to 3 Wide Motorsports, where lies our friend Sheldon Pearson. And Pearson, the PM and Sons number 8, once again back out for another round of racing.
Oh yeah, just trying to survive this one, man.
I was about to say, it seems like a lot of you guys are trying to survive out here with this one, but is this track just really giving you guys a bunch of headaches, or has it just been tough to master?
It's just it's just different, man. The way the corner is, it's not exactly round, so it's really hard to, I guess, figure out where the apex is. And if you hit it wrong, it gets real loose on exit. So if you don't get a good exit, it screws up your whole straightaway. And you start dropping spots. So I don't know. It's all about saving tires and trying to survive.
For sure there. Now, I've talked a lot about the Apex and how it works, but as a driver, what can you say to these fans out here that maybe can give you a better idea of just where the Apex truly is and how hard it is to hit?
Well, normally apex is the center of the corner. And if you hit that apex every time, then you run consistent lap times. You get a better drive off. But with the way this corner is, it's like it's got a really late apex, is what it seems like. And I don't know, it's just really tricky to hit that apex.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, there's plenty of times to be had and plenty of racing to go down. So our best wishes of luck to you and the crew here, sir.
All right, I want to give a shout out to Green Mountain Grills for putting for broadcasting everything. Paying for it.
Well,
sponsoring us.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Thanks for broadcasting.
Fair enough. Thanks, Sheldon.
All right, thanks.
Man, from 3Y Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen, Sheldon Pearson on the line there. We're getting ready to get back to the green here this next time by. Now, here's a bit of a dilemma here. Right now, currently, the stakes we're looking at. You're seeing here top 10, really, these guys, more so than not, they are not used to the ones you see in the hunt, except for maybe top 5, where Meyer, Harris, Farnshell, Janzik, and kind of a surprise up and coming here, but Josh Ball even is now even kind of surprising me a bit. I wouldn't have expected him up front as quick as he is, but he's been putting a number on some of these guys here. Ultimately, though, is that enough for the long haul and the distance that needs to be played out? We will soon find out here. Coming off the ends here, down the front straightaway here, back to the action we go. This time, Zenny Fam has to start on the outside line. Not exactly the best place to be going, but on a start like this, honestly, it might be a better end to be actually going into. Off the corners here, look at the Marauder. He's sneaking his way in position, looking like he's got a little run down as well. Everybody playing to the field, playing to the runs here. We'll take it to our drone cam down there, just to give you guys a little insight on how close they are together from one another. You can see the 4 how tight and compact he's keeping the truck in play. He's keeping the run off for him and the crew. Tyler Meeks is 35 as well. He's also in a very even playing field, the Camping World 35, but he's got to deal with that 34 Sean Bounty right beside him. Kevin Kersher moving the chain, looking to maybe make a little run off there on Nathan Meyer. The number 1 defends him though, does not let him by so easily. He said, if you want to get by me that quickly, you better work for a little bit. Meeks though, he'll make some work on the Zenoa 34 there. As Sean Bounty now is getting put in a bad spot. He's not wanting to go too far up, otherwise that'll cost him his run. He's going to have to get a drive hard in on the back straightaway. Once you get kind of bumped out of that lane and you have to go up top, you really better be hitting it hard. The problem is there's just not a lot of tread or banking to be able to do that full run. So you're pretty much playing with thin ice at that point, and that's the last thing anybody wants to hear or deal with on this part. Back on board with the Man Bees Wayman Jr., and looks like his strategy's been playing pretty well here as he makes his way closer to the 56. Thacker currently trying to find the Great Pumpkin still. Either that or he has really fallen out of place and he has completely taken himself to the cones in the sky. The Great Cone in the Sky, I don't even know if that's actually a real thing, but I think at this point with the Cone Lions Matter group, I think he's completely destroyed and just dismantled. I think you maybe have to actually make that a case. Tyler Meeks right now doing a great job staying ahead of the field here at the 48 of George Young. Not bad for a position right now, actually in 8th here. And again, he's one of the only drivers out here out of the mid-pack racing crew, as well as many of these guys that's never won here on PTM Racing TV. Him and the man beats William Man Jr. I've said it once, I'll say it again. They're probably the 2 best drivers out of this bunch that has never won on PTM Racing TV. And I will say it to the end of my days, because I really truly do feel like they should have already gotten a win in if it just weren't for a bad circumstance, just a little bad luck or something not going the way they felt like it could have. So, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, it could be set or stone, but I feel like when I'm looking at these drivers go out on the track, man, it just takes that one break, that one moment, and they definitely have earned it and gotten what they desire. Making their way through the field into the zone right now. The damage on the 5 certainly is already kind of streaked up upon here. You can see Sheldon Pearson not really giving too much of a hoot or even too much of a whoo around here. And if you couldn't tell by now, guys, I'm just making really bad Halloween jokes, so I apologize in advance for those that are maybe not as into Halloween as much as I am, I guess. I love Halloween. I'm gonna say that right now. There's never a time that's more fun and enjoyable than the days when Halloween comes by. You see just like these crazy schemes like the Ghostbusters number 90 of Richard Fornshell popping up, or the 4 of the Mirage James Harris, his little spooky GMG little orange and paint scheme there. Looks like Janzik's kind of sticking more towards the breast cancer awareness style here with the number 40. I don't blame him. I wouldn't digress too far from what he knows and what he uses best out here. So full credit is due to him and the team for keeping up with that scheme design, that work. Marching off inside row here, out of turn number 1, Tyler Meeks just barely caught down from the one and only Kevin Kersher. Kevin, man with that champion power equipment 91, you always know he has no troubles muscling his way around these places. Watching Meeks right here, you can see on his onboard camera just how tight and compact he's trying to keep the truck in line, really steering it in more as he goes. Just gives you a really good representation and idea just how tough it is for any of these guys to stay in balance and stay in running and in motion because of how much is going down on the track. They really are having to use all their throttle, all their runoff, and keep the RPMs high, but at the same time trying to keep others from getting too crazy, a little too aphromanic here. Trey Whitehead sneaks his way out of the bottom lane. Will Bounty has to go up top once again. Thacker going to try to make him pay for it too. And Whitehead now with a full throttle assault charge moves it up 15 spots. He is roughly our hard charge of the night. Russ Kilgore a close second with 14, but 15 up with Trey Whitehead. Certainly no problems there, to say the least. George Young now looking like maybe he's got a little bit of a corner hard off on the runs. Starting to bolster and roll the momentum back in play, back into the key. 22 laps remain now, and at the moment everyone's trying to hunt down Josh Ball, but the ultimate question is, will they be able to get it done with what time they have left? We will soon find out. Don't tune out yet. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. If you guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market, there's only one branded name you can trust, and that is with the Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to tune on into their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as their website, greenmountaingrills.com, to find the next best grill for your next outing in the picnic line. We are into the winter times, folks, and I'll tell you one thing, in Iowa, there's something that I've seen more often than not than people actually getting their grills still out and actually cooking up a good barbecue or cooking up some food. I don't know if the Wisconsin family and all the brewers around here do the same thing we does here, but I got a feeling they probably have some pretty tough grills down there and something that you need to use, and I would definitely be choosing up some of them. Gotta have a little smokehouse every now and then. Can't just Save that for the summer months. The spring, gotta do it every day you can, man. That's what it's all about. Side-by-side battle here with the 33 and 35. Tyler Meeks, Trey Whitehead going at. This is your battle for ninth at the moment. Tony Westcott saying we'll still fire up the grill when it snows. You're dang right we will, man. That's what we gotta do. But some of our grills, they don't match up as well as some of the other ones around here. I think I might need an upgrade. 18 laps remain right at the moment. Josh Ball still your race leader. Zanny Fam though is catching him by a little bit. Tires maybe playing more towards the Jansen camp here. We'll see if he can catch him. Jantic is eyeing that number 6, and Ball is in a bad spot, a bad predicament here, because if Jantic can get a runoff on him, you know he'll put everything to good use. But is Ball maybe playing a little possum? Is he making him think that, hey, he's catching me, he's getting a little too comfy? We've seen it before where you get a little too overwhelmed and a little too on the nose. Next thing you know, it ends up costing you dearly, because you overused and over-accentuated every little part of that truck and yourself. You have to watch yourself, and you got to keep up the speeds if you want to maintain grip and maintain the run. Down to the final legs here on the front straightaway here at the Zanny Fam is currently eyeing Ball more as we go. Josh Ball, give him credit where credit is due. He's still putting a good use and a good runoff there. But Jantic is just eyeing it more and more. He's just trying to find an opening. You know, last time the Jantic was in a similar spot here, I believe it was with Triple Trey. He came to play Whitehead to the same corner of 3 and 4, and that was what you heard from the Marauder James Harris earlier on. They ended up getting kind of caught into a bad spot there and ended up finding themselves into trouble. This is literally deja vu for Jantic. Will he make the same mistake, or will he learn from it? The only way to really get around him, I feel, is he's going to have to just dive it in deep coming off of turn 3. And hopefully get Ball to either open up a little bit or have to get pushed out of the way a little bit. And then make the move on the inside. Or the only other way around it is to try to go outside of on the front straightaway to Ball and then sneak way back in the inside. Depending on what turn or set of corners he's at, could determine the fate here, because each corner is a little different on the exit in the ramp area, so that could hurt them for later on. See the onboard camera shot here, Kevin Kursor, and how he is continuing to move his way around the field. He's been very consistent, very top shape here. He's currently hanging on top 5 in his sights, with Marauder James Harris holding up the 5 rear end. Jantic, Fornshell are still in the hunt, and remember, if Jantic gets a little too close into Ball, I think this might play out towards Ball's favor. Jantic is slowing down a little bit, maybe trying to give Ball a false sense of hope. Although, looking at this right now, you can see the times-wise, Jantic actually gave up a lot of time there. I don't think he's actually falling off the pace. I think he really is losing a lot of ground here. Ball is starting to build up more speed. Take a look at this one, though. Maybe not. Maybe like Jantic might have got a little bit better. Maybe he's paying close attention here. It's hard to say. These guys are literally trying to play strategies and mind games on each and every single one of themselves. So that we're at the point, I don't even the announcers here don't even know what we're doing sometimes. Marching now around. Fornshell even got a little bit loose. He got a little troublesome situated off that corner 4. We saw earlier on, he got a lot of guys all out of place and spun out almost, but this time was able to bring it back in. Oh my, look at this here. Look at the huge lead developed here. I think Ball was really playing possum. Look at this, about 6/10 of a gap now between him and Janzik. Janzik lost a lot of ground. This is not something you usually see mistakes-wise from the talent that Janzik usually possesses. Anyfam usually is extremely smart on that long, hard haul and usually makes everyone pay for trying to find him out with it. But that did not play here. Looks like Josh Ball might have actually found the rhythm and found the line. This could be what he's after. Is there a new competitor to the crown of the best? Is there a new competitor to the top tier of the levels that the Fast and Fun Series presents? We've seen it in the Cup Series where Cale Gale and Grant Infiger used their experience from the NASCAR days into the iRacing world, just showing you truly how much that simulation can be put to good use and put to the track itself. There is nothing different here right at this moment. We're seeing Josh Ball, a driver that has a little bit less of an I rating than Jantic, but he has got the same control and consistency as what this Anyfam usually brings to the table. And he's being tested to his absolute limits and patience here. Lining him off out for corners here through turn number 2. Headed to the stacker, who is right behind Christian Wilcox, trying to take him down, trying to knock him down a few pegs here. We were down to the final 7 laps. This one's anybody's guess who gets the better of the two and who gets the advantage. Right now at this moment, I would say really it goes any way to Sunday. It doesn't matter who you are. It all depends on that last-ditch effort, that last-ditch strategy here. The fans here in the tens here tonight, over 20,000 just in the front straightaway alone. In the corners there, about another 7,000 there as well. A huge lineup of fans here came to see some battles and some racing. And they got their wish. Sheldon Pearson, the number 8, looking to possibly take down Robert Wynn Jr. I'm surprised we haven't even brought anything up about the Robert Wynns here tonight. Senior and junior here, representing both themselves. Obviously, we know usually seniors rocking a little Metallica style scheme out there, while junior always seems to have some kind of Marvel representation. Now it looks like it's going Black Widow over here, while Sheldon Pearson trying to find a way to get out of his little nest here and get him stuck up in his own spider's web. Doesn't seem to be finding it right at this moment here, but for Josh Ball, he's found more than just momentum. He found pretty much the whole track. He has got almost a 2-second lead. Oh boy, as a 95 Adam Scrum here, all sorts of problems there for him and his crew. But a 2-second lead on the Anyfam on a track that last time he was extremely tough to get away from. That's either a good strategy or pit road, but yeah. Marauder James Harris is the number 4, currently still holding the rear up, but Kevin Kershaw managed to make his way around him and take back that top 5 spot for the first time this season. Kevin is literally marching to the beat of his own drum and finding the rhythm in the run where he needed it most. Can he keep it up and keep the momentum alive? That remains to be seen here. We're down to the final 3 laps. Josh Ball now makes his way around Charles Whitehead. Whitehead going to be putting another lap down, unfortunately. Richard Fornshell and Janzik, well, let's just say they are just trying to finish this race out. They know this one's done and over with as long as nothing strange happens here. 2 remain. Green flag high in the air for Josh Ball. And I guess it's true what they say. He is putting Darth Vader to good work and to good use down there. He has been using every ounce of the dark force and the dark energy while mixing in a little bit of his own life energy and force with the Winn-Dixie 6. And the speeds he created and the control he has mastered is beyond anything many of these guys can comprehend at the Milwaukee Mile. White flag is out for the number 6. This may be the telling of the tale for this season to come. Josh Ball has never won on PTM Racing TV up till this moment in this season. Well, guess what? You can cross another one off the list, cross another name out of the hat. Off a turn 3 and 4 to the checker flags the number 6 Josh Ball, a full 3 seconds ahead of the entire field, and that is absolutely ridiculous, but nevertheless, it pulls to be true and it pulls to be the end. He wins at the Milwaukee Mile. Boy, what a night. What an awesome night of racing and of action here in the land of the cheese, the land of the speeds. And a tremendous battle to the end, but a big victory to say the least here for Josh Ball. There's only one thing left to do, and that's go and celebrate. While he does that, race results popping up now. He wins this one. Second going to the Zany Fam Janzik. Third to Richard Fornshell. Fourth Nathan Meyer. Fifth to Kevin Kersher. Sixth to George Young. Seventh to Russ Kilgore. Eighth to Christian Wilcox. Ninth James Harris. 10th goes to Thacker. Rounds out your top 10 in this case here as we take a look at the rest of our finishers on 29 on back. Stephen Madden did not finish the race, so he'll finish 29th. Respectfully to end out his night here tonight, but race fans, there's only thing one left to do here, and that is talk with the top 5 and top 3, excuse me. So let's head it down now and take a listen in. We're going to go ahead and start it off with from Freedom Mullet Racing. It is the number 90 here, Richard Fornshell. And Fornshell, congratulations on a third place finish here tonight, sir. Taking all the way the trip from Tennessee down here to Milwaukee, and boy, certainly had a big of a run off there to the end there with Jantic, but it just did not last long enough to catch up to Ball, did it?
Yeah, it didn't. I was pushing, like I was really pushing. I really wanted to keep up with them, and I feel like there was a possibility that I could have maybe done something, but also there were a couple of laps there where I don't know if you saw, I was almost dead sideways, and it's like, let's pull back a little bit here and actually finish.
Certainly there, man, and I know you was I know you was trying to just kind of give yourself a little bit of a points day, a little bit of a field day, and it certainly worked out in your favor. So with that in mind, though, is there anybody you want to thank here tonight for this third place finish?
Yeah, I just want to thank Champion Power Equipment and especially Green Mountain Girls for sponsoring us, letting us put on all of these leagues and have all the fun that we do, and especially the guys, James, Craig, all the other admins who do their best to try to keep us in line.
Well, they certainly kept you in line here tonight and gave you a little bit of a breathing room and chance to strike. So congratulations for that, and good to see you back here in third once more, sir, on the podium.
Thanks, bud. Take care.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher here tonight, Richard Fornshell, the number 90. Well, I'll tell you one thing, folks. Good to see Fornshell really put up a good fight there, put a good run in between, showcasing everything here from the very end to the start. But now we'll take it into the Zany fam coming away second place here as well. Congratulations for that, Janzik. But, you know, obviously, last time we saw you out here on the Milwaukee Mile, things got a little bit wild, a little crazy. But this time, things a little bit more calmed down. But I'm still kind of shocked by the distance between you and Ball. What happened out there, sir?
Yeah, man, we're all shocked by that. Kudos to him. He drove a great race. Made a questionable call to pit there when he did, and fly back to the field. But hey, that is what it is. That's nailing the setup and having a good bit of talent on your side as well. Never hurts anything. But a good showing for the OSP boys here. Me and Nathan both the top 5s is really good, and Meeks had a great race as well. So. Team points should still look pretty good for us after this, and we're always going to be thinking big picture here.
For sure there. Now I know you got a lot of momentum building up here from the racing and to be had, and you got more time to go ahead. So what is going to be the big thing you're looking forward to the next race? Because obviously the Milwaukee Mile was more just kind of get the points day, but I know you're still after another win here.
Yeah, and going to New Hampshire, as you saw last season, was not only was that some of the most good hard racing that we had on the sim as a whole group, but as an individual, that was some of the best, like one of the best shows I've ever been a part of. And my God, was that so much fun to be behind the wheel of. So
I'm looking very much more forward to that than this, even though Loudon and Milwaukee are pretty similar tracks. It's going to be a little bit more chaotic because there's more than 1.5 lines to run, like you saw here tonight. So there's going to be chucks all over the track, man.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, my friend, is there anybody else you want to thank here tonight for this finish in this end?
Yeah, of course. I'm going to have to thank Green Mountain Grills, our amazing league sponsor. We've ended our pink banner stretch, so no more of that next week, but that's all right. Thanks to Champion Power Equipment for being on the truck for majority of the season, and I was glad to get them another great showing here today, another top 2 finish, and thanks as well to my team, Bovelson Performance. All my boys are running hard, and we are in good shape looking forward.
Absolutely, Janzik. Nevertheless, appreciate coming on board. Congratulations on a second place finish. Good to see you here once more.
Thanks, brother. See you tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, the Zanny fan, Craig Janzik, in the number 48, walking away here with second, but coming away with the win and maybe the shock of all shocks tonight. Josh Ball putting on a performance here, if I had to be honest with you. Man, what the heck did you have down there?
I tell you what, I got worried there in the middle of the race because, my teammates said they were going to stay out, and I'm like, I'm going to go in a lap 40, like I told you earlier, and I thought I had an extra set, but I didn't. So then I didn't go in with the rest of the guys on the last one after I had about 10 laps to 12 laps on my tires, maybe it was 15, but I was just able to hold on to it. I mean, those guys were charging hard. Shout out to Craig and Ford Show and James. They were definitely coming hard there, towards the end of the long run for me, but we're able to hold it off, just changed my lineup and made it so nobody get by me on the bottom.
Certainly there, but man, you had obviously a big career-making performance here tonight with this race in Milwaukee Mile. How do you take this and take it over to the next couple races and maybe build up the strategy and confidence there?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, New Hampshire next week is very similar, so hopefully we can get a good finish there. Thanks to James and 3Y Motorsports for providing the setup tonight. They basically did everything, and I just got out there and drove it. So
certainly there indeed, but nevertheless, here you obviously are walking away with the W. Anybody else you want to thank for this one? And he kind of cut out on us there, folks. Oh, well, I guess he's going to call it a night here, so we're just going to go ahead and leave it at that. Nevertheless, race fans, that's going to be about it here for us on PTM Racing TV. Thanks again for everyone tuning on in, and congratulations to everyone that won top 3 and everyone in the finish. Thank you again to Green Mountain Grills for everything here. Appreciate your time and support. To all you fans out here for tuning on in, and certainly love and hear from you. All of us here at PTM Racing TV, thank you again for tuning in. We will see you next time when the green flag flies.